Leave it all on the court. Leave it all on the field. You gotta give it 100. That's from your head to your heel. This is the time that you want it. It's time to jump in and run it. Let's get to jumping and running into securing the deal. This ain't pretend, it's for real. Turn up the temp just a little. With stakes so high,
he's gonna make the throw. It's a touchdown.
Good looking for him. Long throw as always. Mike Evans, he scores again.
Mix it up for the combine. Push it to the limit. How I give it at the combine. Bet I blow your mind when it's lights, camera, showtime.
I'm rocking back and forth today because I'm slowly going mentally insane. I took some time out of my busy weekend to go watch a Minecraft movie featuring Jack Black and company, and it just so happens that the movie stinks. I've lost it internally and externally and everywhere, and we're gonna try to run a show through this. We got Elijah McClary at the producer chair, Edgar Rodriguez in the producer chair, G. Ancona, and Brian Luna hanging out over here, and across from me is the one and only Jordan Evans.
What's up, y'all? Glad to be back.
I'm fixing myself back up here. We're right back in the thick of it. So today we are touching on some touchy subjects. Okay, that hey. Let's keep our clothes on. Okay, we're not doing anything weird here. Touching on touchy subjects. All we're doing is we are going around different scenarios in the NFL, things that we think need to be changed. So, for the first one, it's all right. Well, I'll trim this. What's going on right now? What's going on? What is happening? All right, for the viewers at home who didn't notice what just happened, I am a complete and utter bozo, and I mean my brain is rotted like to its core. I forgot that there was a third microphone just sitting on the desk. So it used to be right here. Let's go. Cam two. Yeah, it was right here. It was just G chilling right there, and our Lord and Savior Elijah McClary decided to move it before any ruckus was caused.
Yeah.
But so anyways, we are touching on touchy subjects, doing a whole lot of touching today. And what we're going to be touching on is the different scenarios around the NFL where certain quarterbacks may or may not be in some high water, okay? We're going to be looking into Kirk Cousins and the situation that he's in, potentially going to be traded. Deshaun Watson and the situation he's in, potentially not a starter with that contract against him. And then Shedeur Sanders, of course, the guy who is supposedly, unsupposedly slipping down big boards right now. So, kicking things off, let's start in Cleveland. They have the second overall pick in the draft, so there is a chance they can make a move there, but their current room is very, very strange. They reached out for Kenny Pickett, sent DTR in the trade with Philly. They get him. Outside of Kenny Pickett, all they have is Deshaun Watson. We have no guarantee that he's even going to play a snap. So, Jordan Evans, what do you think? Will we see Deshaun play again over there? Is there a chance he finds a new home? Or is there a chance Cleveland finds a new quarterback?
I have no idea. It's such a tricky situation because, just the contract itself is, it's so massive with all that guaranteed money still left on the table. Mm-hmm. And then, then you pile the allegations on top of that. It's kind of, I don't think he would start. He'd probably either just ride the bench or find a new home. But like I said, with that contract, it's going to be very tough. But he's going to have to go to a pretty bad team with a lot of cap space.
The funniest part is he's already with a pretty bad team with a lot of cap space. This guy can't find a home anywhere. Okay, Deshaun Watson, you're a bum. Okay, we're going to put a little thing across the screen and say, you're a bum.
Absolute bum.
Yeah, this guy stinks. I don't think there's anywhere that he could go. I think in his current situation, if he can get it together somehow, if he can figure it out, maybe you can save yourself in the last year of your contract sneaking up. But if not, it might just be the Kenny Pickett show.
Yeah, and even then, you have, the other bad teams around the league who are, high up on draft boards, like Tennessee. Mm-hmm. They have, some amount of cap room, but they're not going to try and trade everything they have for Deshaun Watson.
No, they wouldn't. Not in a million years.
They're going to go drafting, and they're going to draft a quarterback, probably replacing Will Levis. So,
Unless they, somebody tickles their fancy just the right way, and they decide to go out and get another stud over in the Atlanta market. I forgot the area code for Atlanta. I was going to mention it. I don't remember. Kirk Cousins, Kirk Chains, Mr. Kirk. This guy has been dragged through the ringer for a full season, okay?
Oh, yeah.
He gets off. Huh?
404.
Oh, it's 404?
Yes, it is.
Oh, tell me when I swag. When I swag, I swag. The Liddy Kirk Cousins sitting in the 404. Thank you, producers, for that exceptional ball knowledge, okay? Kirk Cousins, this guy is, spent a good amount of time in Minnesota, had himself a tremendous 5 or 6 seasons over there, and then winds up going to Atlanta, signs a 4-year deal, nearly $45 a year. Crazy work by his agent. Hey, big round of applause for that guy. That guy. It's been too long. We forgot the sound booth. We don't remember where the applause button is. But hey, Kirk Cousins goes over there, $45 million, nearly a year. Okay, there we go. Hey,
There we go. There we go.
There's our round of applause. Hey,
Round of applause.
they're a little late, but that's okay. Hey, it's baby steps. So Kirk Cousins goes to Atlanta, agent, heck of a contract, and guy stinks. Okay, he has 2 good games. Of course, they're both against the Bucks. Why wouldn't they be? Outside of throwing 900 yards in those 2 games, the guy played a bummy season. Michael Penix Jr. gets his start. And now we're in a weird situation where teams reached out for Kirk. Atlanta said no. Kirk requested a trade. Atlanta said no. Now, apparently, Atlanta is fielding calls for Kirk Cousins. There is a chance that he goes, but we have this whole weird tangent of he's going, he's not. He's going, he's not. And sooner or later, we're going to run out of petals on the flower. Okay, we're going to have a decision that needs to be made. Jordan Evans, what is that decision? Is he moved or no?
I think he's gonna move. I don't think they're going to. I don't think Atlanta is going to try and make a deal with yet another veteran quarterback for to sit behind Michael Penix, who is already pretty old considering the draft class he came in. I mean, he's already 25, 26?
Somewhere around there. I want to say he was drafted at 24, so 25 now, something like it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's already an old quarterback.
This guy's already walking on crutches.
In terms of age, but he's still pretty young in the league.
Yeah.
That's why, Atlanta is in such a conundrum. I think they're gonna end up trading Coco Chains. And in my opinion, I think hopefully he goes back to Minnesota, try and recapture some of his old glory. Try and be a mentor to J.J. McCarthy, or at least be a solid backup when he starts.
How funny would it be if he went from competing with a young quarterback for a spot to competing with a younger quarterback for a spot? That'd be pretty funny. I think that would be a good little situation. But I mean, I wouldn't hate seeing him back in Minnesota. I loved watching him play over there with the Vikes, and I could very realistically see it again. But finally, we got one more touchy subject that we got to touch on. We got Shedeur Sanders. We got some problems, okay? Big Papa Dion has been running his mouth a little bit and making it seem that this guy is like the top of the town. And then on top of that, we have top 30 visits where teams are labeling Shedeur Sanders a quote-unquote cancer, that he is he has a massive ego problem, that they're worried he's going to destroy the culture of their teams. And there's a lot piling up against him to where now I think there is more likely than not a good chance that he slips down some big boards ahead of draft night. But then there are other teams that are super high on him, reportedly, by sources. Jordan Evans, we have this conundrum. I'm stealing that word, by the way, where Shedeur could go 2. He could go 32. We have no idea. He could find himself slipping. He could stay up at the top. Where do you think he winds up on draft night?
I don't know where he winds up pick-wise. But I would say with the teams who need a quarterback right now, I would say there would be 3 destinations. I would say Vegas is 1. I would say Giants is 2. And then I would say Tennessee is 3.
Okay. All top 10 teams.
Because I think, as you said, you know, there were teams who labeled him as a cancer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and would do damage to the culture in that locker room. So why I picked those 3 teams, there's practically no culture there already. You can't break what's not there. You can't break what's not there, Ty Patton.
Where's this bummy quarterback going to go? Well, let me just list out the 3 bummiest places I can think of. Oh, that's fun. Raiders I could see. I originally liked Shedeur with a potential chance he went to Seattle. I thought him and Geno had similar play styles. Maybe there's a mentorship thing going on there. With that extension, though, it's a little odd. I don't know if I love it, but I see where you're going, and I don't hate it.
If Sam Darnold doesn't play up to Seattle's expectations, because like you said, you were talking about this contract before the show.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 1-year contract with a 2-year option.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if Darnold absolutely stinks it up, then they draft Shedeur. He comes in and replaces Sam Darnold, and then it's fine. But as you said before the show, if Darnold's good for all 3 years of that contract, Papa Bear Deion Sanders is going to be pretty mad.
Yeah, he's going to be pissed.
Yeah.
He is firmly set on his son being a starting quarterback in the National Football League. And honestly, if he's going to be, I feel like the only spots that happens are Pittsburgh. Okay, the Steelers have no quarterbacks. Maybe Seattle in a year. Maybe, goodness gracious, Lord Almighty, New York Giants after a year. Russell Wilson on the 1 year. J-Bo wins on the 2. But outside of that, if he doesn't go to the Giants, I think he slips all the way down to, at the very earliest, probably 17, 18, which is kind of crazy. But with that being said, we have just touched on some touchy subjects.
We have.
Oh, yeah, doing a lot of touching. But we are going to be touching on some baseball after this with the producers, believe it or not. Okay, Elijah McClary and Edgar Rod are stepping in for a little bit of fun with some Major League Baseball. Right after this, we'll catch you after the break.
Hello. So I guess the crew's getting ready for the next segment on one of our amazing shows. I'm Nick Cohen, host of Season 20 of Hitting the Field, and let me tell you about those amazing shows. On behalf of HTF, we hope you're enjoying today's content, but I'm here to tell you about everything else we offer here at the network. Mondays at 4, HTF Bets goes live for Season 10 with 3 gamblers that, although it may not always seem like it, are here to help us all earn a little bit of extra money while we watch sports. Diego Ortiz, Tyler Brownrigg, and Andrew Gregg's ball knowledge and fun personalities make this show a fan favorite. On Tuesdays, you all loved it, so we brought it back for Season 2. It's Girls Got Game, hosted by Frankie Noble, a show blending women in sports, the biggest sports news stories, and creative segments that make for a fun and engaging show. Next is everyone's favorite sports podcast, The Combine, hosted by who other than Ty Patton, an easygoing, conversational, and technical podcast dropping Wednesdays, also on Spotify at The Combine. Then tune in Thursdays at noon for the network's main show, Season 20 of Hitting the Field, hosted by me. Here, we'll cover any sport, any topic, any story, no matter how obscure. We love some football, basketball, hockey, F1. We also cover baseball, soccer, and we even have to show the UFC love sometimes. Penultimately, TGIF, because Friday is nighttime, hosted by Kathleen Moore and Matthew Bracker. Season 8 of Nighttime is where you'll turn to for all things March Madness, UCF sports, and other collegiate events. We're ending with something brand new. HTFN has never had 6 shows running at once. Also filmed in our new podcast studio is HTFC, hosted by Edgar Rodriguez and Patrick De Leon. Football, or soccer in America, is the most popular sport in the world. Across multiple leagues and cups, soccer is a year-round sport, and HTFC is your new source to stay updated. Also on Spotify, by the way, at HTFC. Outside of our 6-show roster, be sure to tune in to our other content, such as the Studio Days vlog, run by our vlog squad of Brianna St. Jean, Michaela Croker, Ashley Rowe, and Ben Huber. Make sure to follow us on our social medias like Instagram, Facebook, and X to stay updated on all HTFN news, Remember to subscribe right here on YouTube, leave a like and comment. And with that, I think we're ready for your next segment. I'm Nick Cohen. Thank you for your continued support, and back to your regularly scheduled programming.
We're back. This time we're joined by a few devilish, nefarious individuals. Edgar Rodriguez and
Yes.
Elijah McClary.
What's up, buddy?
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Two of the producers.
Do we never get to talk about baseball?
No. Over in the producer's chair, though, shout outs to G and Kona and Brian.
Hey,
Yes, thank you.
Brian.
Great job,
Brian standing in.
Doing good work out here.
The goats.
That's right.
Helping out a whole ton. But today we're doing something that, I mean, I just know my granddad is rolling in his grave right now that we are talking baseball on the combine.
You know
Bro,
what?
it could be World Series time in football season. It could be the off season, and he'd talk.
Yeah.
Anything but.
Oh,
World
of course.
Series.
No, but
That's how tight
here's
it
the
is
thing
with
that I'm
baseball.
grateful that we get at least
Oh, no
one
problem.
show a
No problem.
semester.
I know we got to make it like the best one.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course. So you
For
know,
sure.
we're here to.
We
live it
won't
up.
let you
We're
down.
living it up.
No, I appreciate that. So,
There's a baseball on the combine logo. So.
There
there
is.
is a baseball.
And a video
I mean,
game
I've been
control.
trying
And
to
a
get
soccer
that
ball.
thing
Whoa.
changed.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Whoa.
But yeah. So we have some baseballers here to talk some
Ooh.
baseball.
Baseballers.
So yeah,
it.
baseballers is a fun word. I really like that. I love baseballers. So
Let's do
we
it.
are diving into something a little bit fun,
Mm.
a little bit nonchalant,
Ooh.
maybe.
I like that word.
I think that's a fun word. I'm
Little
really working on my
French
diction
action
today. Mm-hmm.
right there. Nonchalant.
So these two have joined the combine today to talk their way too early All-Star starters
Yes.
predictions. No reserves.
Way too.
No reserves. That would be way too much work.
No,
We don't like the reserves.
Yeah, you know the reserves. We're about the starters here on the combine, and also way too early and full caps because we've played what 9 games so far.
Way too early. Yeah.
So
First
extremely
week
way
just
too
wrapped
early.
up. Yeah, definitely way too early. We might have some crazy off picks.
Maybe
Some guys are hot now that may not be hot midway, and some are cold that may be hot.
we might look like fools by the time also.
Yeah.
Or we will look like.
Or we could look
geniuses.
like absolute.
Yeah, and there are some
lock-ins.
crazy names on there, like that one guy, Johnny Bounce Castle, whatever his name is.
Ryan Mountcastle. Okay, way to spoil it.
But you know what? We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
We will
So,
get to that.
We'll get to it.
There we go.
So, gentlemen,
Yes.
who wants to kick things
I
off?
think Elijah McClary has those honors.
I will. I will.
Here we go.
All right. So, starting with the AL catcher,
Yes.
I got Adley Rutschman.
Good choice.
All right. This is a real story. So, he's been in the league for 4 years. He's already been an All-Star twice, looking for his third. Him and his girlfriend over the offseason broke up.
Oh, no.
He hit the gym. He
Oh.
bulked up,
Oh.
added 15 pounds.
Whoa.
Tuned into spring training early. And, dude, first opening day, he hit 2 bombs with 9
Bro.
total bases. Like,
Bro's
he is
on a
locked
mission,
in.
man.
He is in his villain arc. Adley Rutschman received the 3rd most All-Star votes last year with just under 3 million votes.
Wow.
Like, he's the most likable catcher in the league, I
Oh,
would
yeah.
say. Him with Salvador Perez.
Especially in an Orioles team. That's like night and day
The
from like
Orioles-
2022 Orioles to now,
Yeah.
bro.
Because the Orioles are just a beloved team
They are.
by the whole
They are.
sports
They
fan base. So, yeah.
I don't like how they moved the wall though in the left field.
No,
It's a little
I don't.
boring.
I don't like playing there. But all right, first base.
Let's
This
move
is
on.
actually this dude went to Haggerty High School, our next door
Local
neighbor,
kid.
Ryan Mountcastle.
Oh, Bouncy
So
Castle?
yeah, this is the guy that Taipan was talking about. But I
There
have
it
him
is.
being neck and neck with Vlad Guerrero Jr., who actually Vlad just today got the bag.
Bro.
He signed a huge extension, $500 million extension. But I do think that Ryan Mountcastle will beat him this year, just like
No, I
he beat
agree.
him last year. Orioles love him. Like, you got to remember, the All-Star selections, you get voted on by the fans. It's like the NFL. Like, the fans vote for you, and your other players
Yes.
also vote for you.
Yes.
And the Orioles are just a beloved team. Second base, this is your guy, Jazz Chisholm
Jazz
Jr.
Oh
Chisholm
my
Jr.
So he's going to run away.
names.
He's going to run away with this.
Oh, he's so good.
Now with Jose
So
Altuve
fun.
bumped to left field,
Yep.
the second guy would be like Marcus Semien for the Rangers, and he's not going to win it. It's going to be Jazz Chisholm. He's an electric dude. He's got attitude. Players like him. Teams like him.
Absolutely.
He's going to run away with this one. He's
I
already
agree.
got 4 bombs. He's tied for 3rd with a lot of guys with 4 bombs this season.
Torpedo
He's gonna
bats,
run-
baby.
Yeah. You know, third or shortstop. So the MJ LeBron GOAT debate is actually going to become Bobby Witt Jr. versus Gunnar Henderson debate.
I think so.
What
But-
did you just say?
What did you say? But Bobby Witt is running away with this one. Gunnar Henderson won last year, but Bobby Witt Jr. got the last laugh last year when he sent them home in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And Gunnar Henderson just also played his first game 3 games ago. He was hurt start season. True. And he's 1 for 13. He's batting an ugly .077 batting average.
Starts.
1 hit. Bobby Witt Jr. is already hitting over 300, and he's working towards his 2nd Gold Glove already defensively in his young career. Third base, I have arguably one of the most underrated baseball players I've ever seen. Baseballers I've ever seen in my lifetime. Jose Ramirez. So I just think the whole city of Cleveland overall is just a quiet city. Like, the only time Cleveland was not a quiet city was when LeBron was in Cleveland. Like, even in 2016 with Lindor, the Cleveland Indians at the time were, like, a decently...
Well, that's what I was going to say. I think, like, the most noise that's come out of Cleveland is when their name changed.
Yeah. When they changed their name. But besides the point, last year, Ohtani went 50 for 50, 50 bags, 50 bombs. No one talked about Jose Ramirez going 40 for 40.
Dude.
Like, bro, he's already got 4 bombs this season, and no one talks about him. He's got to be one of the most underrated players of my lifetime for baseball.
I think so. He is unreal.
Speaking of underrated, DH, you got Yordan Alvarez. If you play MLB The Show, you know who this guy is, dude. MLB The Show, he is one of the best, like, hitters, intimidating hitters there is. I think he's kind of started off to a slow start this year, but he hit his first bomb over the weekend in their comeback win against the Twins. I got Yordan Alvarez beating, because he doesn't have to go against Giancarlo Stanton this year. No. Who hasn't even played this year.
He probably won't play this year. Both of his elbows are screwed. He has a bunch of stuff going on. Yordan Alvarez, last year, did he underwhelm a little bit last year?
I mean, he still won DH. All-Star.
True. But I think, like, when he burst onto the scene, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Just, like, insane numbers when he came on.
Well, the Astros overall have just been underwhelming.
Very true.
They just had an underwhelming year overall last year.
But then past him, we got 3 AL outfielders. I almost called that something else.
There we go.
Hey, OF. Hey,
let's keep it PG. Let's keep it PG.
One of my favorite characters in the league, Jarren Duran. I got him starting in left field. Jarren Duran.
Yeah.
This is a true story. After his anti-gay slur, I guess you call it, with the fan. After that incident, he served a 2-game suspension. He had the highest selling jerseys of all players in the entire league.
Crazy.
More than Judge, more than Ohtani. That suspension literally got so much attention around his name. If we could get his picture up there so we know who he's talking about. Jarren Duran, absolute stud. Documentary just came out on Netflix about him. If you haven't seen it yet, you should watch it. He's an absolute stud. Great story. Next, one of the most highly respected players in the entire league, Mike Trout. Mike Trout. He's one of the most respected by the fans, the players, coaches, everyone. This dude is an 11-time All-Star, if I have that correct. Yeah. He's got 381 career bombs, and the biggest thing holding him back is his health.
Injuries.
If he's healthy,
Injuries.
He will be the starter center fielder.
They moved him. They moved him, didn't they? In terms of position, I believe he's not playing. He's playing, a different outfield position now because of his injuries. So, a little. I just don't know if he has the offensive production necessary to make it to All-Star.
He does have 4 bombs this year, which is tied for third. So we will see.
Overall, though,
if he stays healthy,
I don't know.
You got to remember, this is a fans-based vote.
Very true.
And then last but not least, give me Aaron Judge.
Of course.
Not much explaining to do. This dude's on pace for over 700 bombs if he keeps it up. The captain on rise. Not much to say. He was the most voted for player of all players last year.
Oh, yeah.
And probably the year before and the year before. Aaron Judge. Next guy. This was between Will Smith or JT Realmuto for me, and I had to go with Will Smith.
Oh, yeah.
JT Realmuto is better defensively, I would say, by a hair. But hitting-wise, I would have to take Will Smith. He's batting a nice 426 so far this season.
Not too
JT Realmuto is sub-300, so I would take the better offense for now. First base, got to go with Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper received the 2nd most All-Star votes last year, only behind Aaron Judge. He's in the loudest fan base state, I would say, is probably Philly.
Yeah.
Dude, Philly is aggressive in all sports.
He fits that.
He does. He's an 8-time perennial All-Star. Bryce Harper is an absolute stud. I took him over Freddie Freeman. I think it's close, but I would probably take Bryce Harper because he won last year, too. Second base, Ketel Marte. This is up between Ketel Marte or Luis Reyes. Ketel did just get hurt, so we'll see how long he's out for. But Luis Reyes is off to a pretty slow start in his terms. So
I think Marte is so good.
dude, he's so good. And he just got extended too. So yeah, give me Marte.
So good.
Shortstop, Mookie Betts. This is tough. I know shortstops got a lot of studs like Corey Seager, Ellie De La Cruz, Mookie Betts, and there's one more I'm blanking
Pedromo?
on. Pedromo, yeah, and there's one more I'm not thinking of. But yeah, I gotta go with Mookie. He is a 7-time All-Star. He's just an absolute beast.
Yes, he is.
Third base. Who did I take? Can we give me third base? Alec Boehm. The other Philly.
There you go.
So Philly, 2 out of the 3 most voted for All-Stars last year were both Phillies.
Yeah.
It was Aaron Judge 1, Bryce Harper 2, Alec Boehm 3.
Wow.
Surprisingly. Blew Manny Machado out of the water.
Yeah.
I'm not an elite baseball knower, but I can say with confidence, I hate the Phillies. I
kinda do too.
The Phillies.
I kind of
don't like them.
Just Philly as a state, as a fan base, is just kind of aggressive.
Come off a bit rough someday.
But I got Alec Boehm winning third. DH, Ohtani, just like Judge was a lock for outfield. I feel like Ohtani's a lock for DH. The only runner-up would probably be Kyle Schwarber. But, I mean, dude, Ohtani went 50 for 50 last year with Tommy John surgery.
It's over.
He's
kind of over.
Probably the face of the league. So, next question. Left field, my sleeper pick, Jackson Chourio out of Milwaukee. Dude was a rookie last year.
I don't mind it.
19 years old at the start of last season. He popped off in the postseason against the Mets, had a great year, and he started off this season kind of slow, but over the weekend against Reds, he hit 2 bombs. He is who I think is probably one of the best top 10 young players in the league, I would say. Outfield, Jackson Merrill in center. Dude, absolute stud. We got 2 second years in the outfield. He also just got paid, got the bag. And I like him a lot. Jackson Merrill's a lot.
Good
but
player.
I also have the other Padre in right. Fernando Tatis Jr.
Of course. Who
When
else?
he's healthy,
Oh, my goodness.
he could easily be the face of the league. He's one of the most electric players I've ever seen. I compare him to like Ja Morant. He's a Ja Morant of the MLB. When he's healthy and when he stays out of trouble. Can we get a cam on Taipan?
There we go.
There we go. When Tatis is healthy and stays out of trouble, not getting suspended, he is that guy. Like, you can't take your eyes off him.
Yeah. I agree. Tatis, unbelievable player.
Dude.
I mean,
He's probably the top 3 most fun players for me to watch.
and this season he started great too. So
Is there a parade inside his city?
Yes.
Elite ball knowers will get that reference. But Edgar Rodriguez, you also have an all-star predictions board that you're ready to fire off.
I do. So we're going to start back with the AL, and we're going to keep Adley Rutschman at catcher. I mean,
You have to.
He's going to have another insane year. But first base, I think you're sleeping a little bit on Tyler Soderstrom.
I think a lot of people sleep on him.
I think so. With
Tyler Sauerkraut.
You know what? Correct.
Yes.
359 average to start the season.
Yeah, he's hot.
4
He's hot.
bombs. I mean, unreal. And doing it with the Athletics, the homeless Athletics, I think is even more impressive. By the way, for catcher, let's just quickly going back. Ivan Herrera for National League might be a little, also started off hot. But anyway, second base, Jazz Chisholm Jr.
Yeah,
of
that's
course.
a lock. That's a lock.
When people were starting to talk about, oh, he won't fit the Yankees, his character, I was like, yes, he will.
He will.
Trust.
He fits
Don't
New York
worry.
perfectly.
Just an incredible character, incredible second baseman, so we got him on lock. Shortstop, Anthony Volpe, baby. He's going to have an incredible, I think this year is going to be his offensive, he's going to break out this year. He's going to break out this year. So far, so good for Volpe. 4 homers, 12 ribbies already on the season.
Is he using a torpedo bat?
He is.
Okay.
He is.
All right.
Hey, don't.
Real ones don't need a torpedo bat.
Oh,
Like Judge.
interesting. Judge doesn't need one.
Doesn't need one.
But both Jazz and Volpe have one.
And
Both
they got
of them
4
are
bombs.
hot. So,
They're hot.
Hey, we can't go against it. Third base to Jose Ramirez. I mean, you can't
Yeah,
go
give me
against him.
Jose.
I mean, he's so good. 4-time All-Star in a row. He's about to make it 5. He's about to make it 5.
No doubt.
Over in Cleveland. Unreal. Hot start as well. 320 already.
Very.
DH, I got Ben Rice. A little Yankees bias, you might
you tell he's a
say,
Yankees
maybe
fan?
a little bit. But I mean, look, 320 average when he's hitting hot so far. 2 bombs already. Jeter was his idol, man. It's kind of meant to be. DHing for the Yankees. I got him in there. Outfield though, we're gonna start with
I like this
Cedric
pick.
Mullins.
I like this pick a
Cedric
lot.
Mullins, he under the radar again.
Very.
But I mean, 11 ribbies already is impressive. Didn't have a stellar offensive year last year. Was a 21 All-Star. I think he's back on the roster.
That's a great pick.
Starting, he's gonna have to step it up a little bit, but I like Mullins in that position. Stephen Kwan, we're going back to Cleveland for
Another
this one.
small Guardians name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
353 average already. I mean, 1 bomb, 3 ribbies.
He's not really a power guy,
He
though.
doesn't overpower you, but he's on base all of the time. 3-time Gold Glove, so he covers both sides of the ball. Love him in the outfield. And then, of course, we got Captain Judge. We don't got anything to introduce him. You know, everyone knows Judge. Even Ty Pat knows a little bit. Even Ty Pat.
He knows Aaron Judge.
Also, a little kind of fun fact. Babe Ruth, right? His first 1,000 games to the Yankees, hit 321 homers. Okay?
And Judge has 320.
1 homers.
1, yes.
And so we're watching Babe Ruth reincarnated right now, Ty Pat. And that's
He's going to end up with more than Babe Ruth.
Oh, yeah, I think
He's
so.
going to end up with
I
more.
think so. Insane. 5 homers already, 12 ribbies. Insane. Let's go to the National League. Let's change it up a little bit. Will Smith. I mean, you can't...
Okay, that makes me feel better with my pick.
No, and Realmuto is a good shout as well. But, I mean, so far, bro, 423. You can't go against
He's
that.
hot.
Yeah, Will
He's hot.
Smith.
Will Smith?
Yeah, like the actor Will
That's
Smith.
not that guy from I Am Legend.
Yeah, they don't look the same.
Yeah, but you know what? Well,
Are we sure that's Will Smith?
anyway, yes.
How confused is my dad right now?
Yes, Will Smith. Take my word for it. First base, I love Harper, and it's hard to go against him. But I think Pete Alonso might squeeze in. He's going to be in that conversation. He's going to be in that conversation.
So Pete over Harper and Freeman?
Look, on paper, it's a little risky in terms of starters. But look, 3-time All-Star in a row. I think he might earn a starting spot this year. He's carrying the Mets again.
He is.
I
He
mean,
is off to a hot start, for sure.
I don't know. As much as it pains me to go with Alonso, I think he'll be the starter at first base for the NL. Second base, that we agree that it's going to be Ketel Marte.
Yeah, dude's a stud.
Monstrous when he's batting. I mean, 346 average is all you need to know. Doesn't have a bomb yet, but it's coming soon.
Once again, he's not a power guy.
No, he's not. And like you said, he got hurt, so maybe kind of stopping his hot start so far, but leads the OPS for NL second baseman. So we're going with him. Shortstop, Perdomo. We're keeping at
Sleeper.
Arizona. Insane, 314 average. And I mean, the Diamondbacks have a little bit of a sleeper team so far.
Overall,
They beat the Yankees overall in the series this past week. Perdomo had 3 hits. So look, it's a little tough to go against him at the moment.
I'm surprised.
After
Are
he
you going
beat
with
up my
Eugenio
Yankees.
Suarez at third?
I'm not.
No.
I'm going Matt Chapman.
Great.
We're going Matt
Wow,
Chapman.
talk about
The
sleeper.
Giants 8-1 to start this season. 281 average.
Best record in baseball.
Oh, I mean, I didn't see it coming, but he has been at the center of that so far. So
He is a veteran.
we're saying way too early. I don't know for how long it's going to continue. But at the moment, you asked me to choose a starting third
I think
baseman
that might be
in
your
the
best
NL.
pick.
Matt Chapman. So anyway, DH. Who did I go for DH? Who could it possibly be?
Yeah, who is that guy?
I mean, come on. I mean, the list of accolades he already has is insane. Will he win another ring at the end of this season? I don't know about that. We'll see.
I don't think if people want him to.
No, I think people are getting a little tired of your Dodgers winning out, Elijah. But I mean, DH. I don't think it's a conversation.
No.
Shohei Ohtani, you can ink him in there. Outfield. Kyle Tucker. Kyle Tucker with the Cubs. 15 ribbies already on the year. I mean,
Shoot. And he had a slow spring training.
he did.
And he came off to a hot
He
start
waited for the season to start,
He did.
apparently.
Real ones do that.
Of course, the Cubs had a weird start in Japan against the Dodgers. A little off, but 3-time All-Star Kyle Tucker, he's going to make it 4. 12 walks, by the way.
He's one of the best lefty hitters in the game.
I think so.
He is one
He's
of the best.
patient at bat. So, like, if he's not hitting, he finds his way onto base one way or another. Sal Frelick. What did you think of that one? 378 average. Won't keep it up
You got the wrong Milwaukee Brewer.
Oh, is that right? Is that right? Churio.
I don't see
over
Jackson
Freeland?
Churio.
Hey, man. Again, one of those Gold Glove last year. Doesn't have a homer on the season just yet, but I like Freeling. I like how he started this season. 16 hits in 10 games. Yeah, give that to me. And then, of course, Fernando Tatis to finish out the outfield in the National League. Yeah, again, I mean, came back from that failed drug test in 22, and he's come back, hey, just like he left it.
Pretty hot start.
Left it. He did not let that weigh him down. 2-time All-Star. I think he's gonna get 3rd-time lucky here. Fernando Tatis Jr. in the outfield.
He's one of my favorites.
Are we talking pitchers now, Ty Patton?
I could see it. I think we're actually going to look at maybe who did you guys take similar?
Who did we agree on? Okay.
That's right.
Because
That's right.
as different as it could be, you did make some similar picks. So we're going to move over to the next slide on this. We have agreements
So we got 4 each,
across
which is
the
interesting.
board.
That's interesting.
4 in the AL, 4 in the NL.
I think, well, you did own up to Matt Chapman in the NL. Did I change your mind?
This guy, Jazz Chisholm.
You know, when I was doing my research on my 3rd baseman, which I keep blanking on who I took, I was starting to regret not picking Matt Chapman.
Man, I'm telling you. To be honest, DH, I like your Yordan Alvarez pick in the AL. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty surprised.
You got to go with your Yankee.
Pretty surprised. No, of course.
I will say, Philly players, like All-Star is all fan-based votes. Philly players get votes, which is probably why I stuck with Bohm.
I agree.
He will get tons of votes.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's take a look at the pitchers if we can.
Let's do it.
Who's up there?
So for me, my first pitcher on the next slide,
for the AL,
Tarek Skubal.
Oh,
if we can see the next slide.
I overlooked him. I'm gonna own up to that right now, bro.
Yeah.
Is a baller.
He is. I think he's probably a top 2 pitcher in the game right now, and I don't think he's 2.
Yeah.
He is an absolute maniac.
It's just a monster.
Dude won Cy Young last year, and I think he's got 1 or 2 more in him, bro. He is a fierce left-handed pitcher who can hit triple digits whenever he wants. Next, I think I took, Garrett Crochet. Dude, thank God he got out of the White Sox.
Yeah, but he worked his way out of the White Sox.
The way he did.
Yeah.
The White Sox that team is where you go to lose your career. Like, fall off the face of the earth, go be a Chicago White Sox.
True.
Instead, he's a Boston Red Sox, signed a huge extension. First start with him, I think he went 8 innings, 8 Ks, only 2 hits.
Yeah.
Great first start with him. Dude's going to be a problem. He's a great left-handed pitcher who can also throw triple digits whenever he wants. I mean, he throws piss missiles up there on the mound.
I'm kind of sad he went to Boston, but anyway.
Yeah, it's a little worrisome, I bet. Third, Nathan Eovaldi.
Yeah.
Totally underrated.
Yeah.
He gets a job done. He's got great command. His last start, he threw a complete game shutout.
Yeah.
I mean, dude is an absolute pitcher. He's got feel for 4 to 5 pitches. He's an absolute stud that no one really talks about. And I think the best closer in the AL right now is Mason Miller.
No doubt about it.
Mason Miller, Josh Hader, Emmanuel Clase. Clase's off to a really funky start after having insane video game numbers last year. Josh Hader is doing really good with Astros, but Mason Miller has the most saves and punch-outs out of all of them.
He's so good, man.
Traveling over to the best pitcher in the game is Paul Skeens.
Yeah.
He's the youngest, best pitcher in the game. His rookie year last year, he won Rookie of the Year over Jackson Merrill. He won. He started for the NL last year, so he'll probably start again this year.
Nothing's gonna change,
dude. He's got the whole MLB fan base on his side.
Yeah.
All the teams are on his side. He's got a bunch of popularity because his girlfriend,
of course,
Livy.
And
Livy
Ty Patton knows Livy Dunn.
There we go.
And just overall, he's a very serious dude. Puts his head down, gets to work. He's just a very doesn't mess around guy. And I think a lot of guys respect that.
He's already approaching 200 strikeouts.
Bro.
Like, what?
Dude.
Unreal.
But enough about Livy Dunn's boyfriend.
Yes, enough of that.
What else we got cooking?
This was hard. I feel like you got to have a Dodgers pitcher in your top 3 or 4. It's just who. It was between Tyler Glasnow and Yoshinobu Yamamoto, but Tyler Glasnow likes to walk guys as much as he strikes out guys. So I went with Yamamoto. I would say Yamamoto's probably the Dodgers ace for this season.
Yeah.
I like Walker Buehler until he walked away and went to the Red Sox. So yeah, you got to go with Yamamoto for now. Dude, that's not even including Tony Gonsolin, Clayton Kershaw, Dustin May, Tyler Glasnow. Tons of guys that they have half the pitchers on the Dodgers team.
Loaded.
Third, though, most underrated guy in my opinion, Jesus Luzardo,
You know what?
lefty
Good-
from the
good
Miami
shout,
Marlins.
good shout.
He can throw 4 pitches for a strike. He can throw 101 miles an hour if he wants.
Yeah.
If Zach Wheeler did not exist, he would be the Phillies' ace.
You're right.
First start of the season, he threw 12 Ks, I believe, against the Nationals. Dude is an absolute underrated monster.
yeah.
He's probably a top 3 favorite watch, in my opinion. Jesus Luzardo. If you don't
like
know
that.
him, you will know
like
him
that.
now. And then last but not least, the best closer in the NL is Tanner Scott. In my opinion, out of the Dodgers' 11 games so far this season, he's appeared in 8 out of the 11. So he's getting the innings, he's getting the appearances, and dude, he gets a job done. He was a highly touted player over the offseason from the
Yeah.
Padres, and he's just absolutely shoving for the Dodgers so far.
I like that. But we're going to
Moving
move on.
forward, yeah, we're
Yes,
gonna
we
rip
are.
through Edgar's. What do we
Yes,
got?
we are, and there are going to be some familiar faces. I'm not gonna lie, I forgot about Scooble. so Luis Castillo, I don't know. Ever since he moved from the Rays, and at the Rays he was kind of here or there. But at Seattle, I feel like I don't know. He can have an underrated year. 1-1 to start this year. Will he start? Probably not. Scooble is definitely ahead. I will admit to that. But I don't know. Luis Castillo. Do you have any thoughts on him?
I think that the Mariners have one of the most underrated pitching staffs. You can't look at the record when you look at Mariners pitchers
no.
because their offense does not produce.
Exactly.
Pitching-wise,
If
he's
it's-
an absolute beast.
Exactly.
And he was great with
I
the
like
Reds.
Castillo. He'll probably be in the roster. Scooble will start.
He might be a reserve.
We don't talk about reserves. Next up, I think we have Evaldi next as well. No, Crochet. Yeah.
You got to go with Crochet.
Crochet, like I said, worked his way out of the White Sox, got the bag at Boston.
Oh, yeah.
A little
Big bag.
slow to pick up their pitcher. They went with the right one, though.
Yeah.
In the AL East, they're going to be a problem with him. Great start. I mean, they're batting 200 against him. That's probably going to stay in and around there for
Yeah,
most of the
that
season.
number is not moving much.
No, it's not. My third starter is going to be Evaldi. Like I said, I thought he was second, but he is third.
Yeah.
I mean, incredible start. Like you said, part of a no-hitter already for the Rangers. I mean, incredible. Didn't do too well in pinstripes. He has moved on from that. Of course, had a stint in Boston. And now with the Rangers, I mean, he is the real deal.
He is.
And then Mason Miller, I mean, whenever I see him pitch, it's like the guy at bat has no chance. He has no chance.
Dude can throw 103.
Dude, only 2 hits against him this year, okay? 8 strikeouts in 4 innings. What are we doing?
Jeez.
0 ERA. I mean, man, unreal stuff.
He's that guy.
He's that guy?
We need to get him out of the A's, bro.
Oh.
Get him out of Oakland.
Dude, get him out
Please.
of Sacramento.
Sacramento, my bad. That's how little I know about the Athletics.
I think it's coming. It's coming soon.
He will.
For Mason
They
Miller.
won't pay him.
Yes, they will. NL pitchers. I went with 4 starters because I could not make my mind up. So
That's
here
fair.
we go.
Skeets
first.
yeah.
Skeets
Of course.
first.
We ain't talking about no Paul. No, no.
I think
not
we
much
already
left
talked
to say
about
about
him.
him.
I think we already talked about him, so we can move on.
I don't want to hear it.
Immunaga, I think, was 4.
Okay, so who's my second? Let's see. I don't even know.
Yamamoto.
Again.
Same too. There you
Look
go.
at that. We are agreeing on the NL. My goodness, World Series in his first year with the Dodgers. He came into the league with a bang. He's going to stay being one of the top guys, especially in the NL. You talked about the Dodgers being stacked pitching-wise. He just, put that times 10 now.
Yeah.
Unreal talent on the mound. Next up, who do I have? Sandy Alcantara. Now,
Oh, dude, one of my favorites, bro.
he is, and he's had
One
a
of my
slow start
favorites.
this year. But for the Marlins, who are going to struggle this year, already showing that, I think he's going to be one of their, main guys, pitching-wise, for the Marlins.
And he didn't throw it all last year. He was hurt all of last year.
He was.
So it may be a slow bounce back.
Exactly. But I do think he'll work into a way. We'll see him at the All-Star game. I think that's pretty locked in.
I hope so.
And then we have one
And
more
then,
starting pitcher.
yes, the one who I thought we were starting with, we're ending with Shota Imanga. Just another
Dude,
Japanese talent to come
so
over.
good.
I'm surprised he didn't go to the Dodgers. Imagine that.
He leads the league in every stat.
He does.
So far.
2-0 start, lower than a 1 ERA, only 7 hits in 18 and a
And that's
third
against the
innings
Padres,
pitched.
too, is one of those
What are
teams.
we doing, man? Unreal. Combined no-hitter already. All-star last year. He'll be back. So yeah, I could not make my mind up. I did not add a reliever because I think
There's too many good
Yeah,
starters.
just too
I
many,
totally
too
forgot the
many.
Dodgers also have Roki Sasaki.
That's it.
How could I forget that? They just got him
Oh my
too. But yeah,
goodness.
keep in mind, Imanaga, his 2 starts against the Padres and the Dodgers.
Yeah,
And he's still got
and
those
he's doing
crazy
those numbers.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Crazy.
Well, I'll tell you what, I forgot about it because I'm not a baseball. But
You won't
if
forget about it after this.
I don't know about that.
Oh, I
If
do.
y'all manage to
Ty
stick
Pan was
around
bored out of his
for the
mind.
full segment, if you manage to stick around for the full segment, I hope
Bro's throwing
the fans
shade
at
at
home.
us. Oh my
No.
If you manage
It's
to
not a
stick
baseball.
around for the whole
Bro's
thing.
not
Well,
a
no,
baseball.
we're talking about length here. We're talking about length here. This was like I think this is the longest segment in combine history.
Deserves it. Deserves it.
Well, we don't ever talk about baseball, so it's whatever.
I'll allow
Give
it.
us a break, dude.
I'll
We're
allow
going to
it.
be talking about football for the next 4 months.
There we go.
That's all we talk about here.
Wow.
Hey,
We gotta
that's what
switch it
love.
up
But
now and
hey, I appreciate some ball knowledge and a little bit of
course.
baseball. I'm not throwing any shade. I promise. I love a little bit of baseball knowledge here and there. Some basketball, soccer. No, I don't. Maybe a little bit of baseball though. Maybe a little bit. A tiny bit.
Lies.
But with that being said, we are going to go ahead and send it out of here for Edgar Rod and Elijah McClary, the
Good
two
stuff today, man.
baseballers.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. For Brian Luna and Gian Conan, and of course Jordan Evans sitting down on the ground over here. It has been great talking with y'all, and we'll be back next week with our mock draft 3.0. We'll catch you later.
There we go.
Toodles.